The 2026 NSAA state basketball coverage on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
Friday rolls on News Channel Nebraska, Pinnacle Bank Arena. It is time for the Class A semis, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining us. Brandon Axemet, former Husker great Alexis Markowski, and Eric McKay patrolling the sidelines with you this afternoon. Alexis, we have a fun one to start off Class A. Lincoln North Star coming into this as the 1 seed, getting Millard West for the third year in a row. We are expecting fireworks here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a really exciting matchup. Like you said, third game in the last 3 years meeting in the semis. But this year, North Star kind of has the upper hand being the higher seed. So I'm excited to see which team comes out and gets that win.
History on the line for the Navigators. Should they win here today, it will be the first time as a program that they make it to the state championship game. And Alexis, we talked about how they've met 3 times in the semis. Millard West has come out on top the last 2. Eric will tell us more about this shortly, but the encouraging thing, they played earlier this year in the regular season, and North Star got the better of Millard West by 13 back in mid-January.
Yeah, North Star's keys are to limit Pabin. Don't let her get to her averages. Also, they shot the ball extremely well, so they're hoping today that they can shoot well and limit Pabin.
You mentioned Pabin. We'll talk about key players now. First off, for Lincoln North Star, you talk about this program and the growth that it's made, the foundation of its success. Annie Liu, she's now a senior. She leads in every statistical category, going to play at UNO. She is going to be a big piece of what the Navigators need tonight to be successful.
Yeah, last night Annie kind of had an off night offensively, but in every other category she stepped up for North Star, and their head coach isn't really worried about that. They feel like she's going to step up and have a big game for them tonight.
And you mentioned Kylie Pabin for Millard West, the best, most dominant player in the state, going to Minnesota. What's going on there? Not being a Husker, Alexis. We got to fix that. But beside that, she's averaging 19 points a game and several rebounds.
Yeah, she's a great all-around player, and she's been in this situation before. This would be her 3rd state title in 3 years, so she's experienced. She's going to lead this team not only in stats, but just being a senior and being in this position before.
Class A semifinal number 1 on News Channel Nebraska. 2-time defending champs Millard West taking on Lincoln North Star in the 3rd consecutive year for the semis. Stay with us. More pregame coming up. We'll hear more from Eric McKay, and tip-off is just around the corner.
Game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The HEI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruki. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, getting set for a Class A semifinal between Lincoln North Star and Millard West. This is North Star's 3rd ever appearance at state, 3rd in a row, and all 3 times they've had to play Millard West. They've lost to them each of the last 2 years, hoping the 3rd time is the charm. Now that's a saying that has an interesting etymology, believed to have been originated by none other than Shakespeare in the 1602 play The Merry Wives of Windsor. It's a play where a character, Falstaff, who had existed on the fringes of Shakespearean lore, became the main character and got his own happy ending. It's kind of Lincoln North Star, right? Existed sort of on the fringes of Class A for a while, finally broke through in 2023 in their first appearance, and are now trying to get their own happy ending with a state championship. Now, admittedly, Falstaff had Shakespeare write an ending for him, and he didn't have to guard Kylie Pabin. So it's going to be tough for North Star. But if they're able to vanquish Millard West today and finally cut down the nets tomorrow, feels like a downright Shakespearean ending to me. Back with 2 announcers who never bring the melodrama. Brandon Axemet and Alexis Markowski have starters and all the action coming your way. You're watching the Class A state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska.
My name's Elizabeth Glazer. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long, and so instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asael. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Hi, I'm Jayla Murphy. I had a step-grandpa die like 2 weeks ago, and it was really nice to see all these community people come by and help us out through that and be able to give us food and support. And it just shows how much love God has, even through other people.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Welcome back here to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Brandon Axman, Alexis Markowski, and Eric McKay with you for this first Class A semifinal between Millard West and Lincoln North Star. How did these two teams get here? Our road to state. Always usually a little bit closer for the most part, Alexis, when you talk about Class A. But let's see how they got here. There is the map of Class A. Kearney traveling the furthest. We'll see them next game against Omaha North. But you look at the teams here. North Star just 5 miles down the road. Millard West having to travel down I-80, 46 miles here to Pinnacle Bank Arena, as we are getting ready for starting lineups and the national anthem. Coming into this one, North Star just one loss on the season, 25-1. Millard West, the two-time defending champs, at 21-4. We have a whole lot more coming up in our pregame show, including our school spotlight that we will get to after the break, because right now we're going to pause for the national anthem. You're watching Class A semifinal basketball here on News Channel Nebraska.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Crowder Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs, William Crowder Company is also your local marine center, featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water, with several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Crowder Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And next thing I know, with how depression can settle in, I was contemplating suicide. I told God that I was sorry, that I just can't bear this anymore. Thankfully, my dog came up and started looking me in the face. And that was that spark that I needed to kind of talk myself off the ledge. So thankful that I took that split second to say something to God.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Round 3 between these two Class A heavyweights the past several years. Millard West taking on Lincoln North Star. Let's take a look at our school spotlight. The Navigators, as you can see, Alexis, 0 championships, but their last appearance was in this round in 2025. You look at what they've done. Nothing before 2023. This group, led by Annie Liu, one of the seniors, alongside Joyce Johnson, Kendall Anderson, they have made history already. 3 consecutive trips to state, and they are hoping that this will be the best season yet, and if they get a win here today, it would make that mark.
Yeah, North Star coming in. They've been in this position the last 2 years, and they've came up short. So I'm really looking forward to watching this matchup happen again and see how they perform being the upper seed this year.
Now Millard West, they have become the pinnacle of girls basketball in Class A recently. The two-time defending champs. It started with the Gessert twins, who are now at Creighton. It's carried over now with Pabin holding that torch, who will be playing at Minnesota next year. But again, 2 state championships the past 2 years. They're hoping to make it 3 in a row. You, as someone who's won back-to-back state titles, it's not an easy feat to do. How do the Wildcats potentially even make it a 3rd in a row with an already impressive back-to-back titles?
Obviously, I think Pabin's the key here, right? If North Star can slow her down, take her away, North Star has a really good shot of winning this game. And if Pabin comes in here, does what she does best, and also facilitate, get those younger players involved for Millard West, they'll have a really good shot of getting back to that championship game.
All right, your starting lineups brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. First off for Millard West, Grace Lechero Minor. She had 12 points in the first round contest of the state tournament against Westside, followed by London Whitney, averaging 7 and 7. McKenna Rooney, 8 and 4. And, of course, Pabin, who puts up 19 and 8 a game. But you see, Pabin, of course, is the focal point, but there's a great supporting cast that has helped lead to the Wildcats' success. Flip side now for Lincoln North Star, the starting 5. These are players who have been here a while. Joyce Johnson, a junior, averaging 6 points, 3 assists a game. Pynchon, a transfer that came in and has helped boost North Star and allowed them to remain at the level they currently are at. Coach Johnson was excited about having Pynchon on the squad. Then you have Anderson, one of the mainstays for the past several years alongside Lou, and Corbin Pierce, the freshman, who has worked her way into the starting 5 and has been vital for what the Gators have accomplished this season.
Yeah, they have several 4-year starters. These seniors do not want to go home tonight. They want to make history at North Star, and they want to find a spot in that championship game.
Handshakes at midcourt. The wait's over, and we're about to get this thing underway. How did these two teams get here? Millard West defeated Westside 57-45 on Wednesday in the 4 versus 5 matchup. North Star, 11-point victors over Millard North, the 1 versus 8. The Navigators won that one 43-32, and we had a chance to talk to Coach Johnson prior to the game as well. That was a game where Annie Lou only scored 6 points, and so he said, we've had some conversations since then about managing the emotions and the expectation of the moment. But even when you have a game where your best player only puts up 6, she still led in every other category like she normally does, and you still won by double digits. So that's encouraging as a coach.
It is. And he also said she's just been smiling all day. He's had conversations with her. He's told her just relax, soak in this moment, and have fun, and the rest will just follow. And I think that just kind of shows how good of a coach Coach Johnson is, and knowing that his best player, he trusts her, and that she's going to have fun and just play her game today.
Well, we are ready to go. Millard West enters this one at 21-4. Losses to North Star, like we mentioned, Omaha North, another Final Four team, Bishop Heelan out of Iowa, and most recently Bellevue West at the end of January. Since then, they've rattled off about 10 wins in a row. As for North Star, their lone loss came to Omaha North back on January 23rd. Glad you're with us. Class A semifinal number 1 underway here on News Channel Nebraska. And we have a wide open 3 off the bat. Front of the iron for Anderson. It will stay, though, with North Star.
Good hustle by Annie Lou there.
Something else to keep your eye on, Alexis, as we talked to Coach Johnson. He said, you get your eyes play tricks on you with the white 3-point lines here at PBA where you don't play normally, and we've been seeing a lot of players think that's the actual 3-point line as we have a 3 shot there.
Another deep 3, yes. Yeah, I mean, you don't get to practice at PBA, so it's a lot of verbalizing what you expect for them to experience out on these courts. The lights are brighter, the arena's bigger, they have different lines than they do in a high school gym, so as a coach, those are really important things that they need to key in on.
And specifically, one of those things that Johnson was telling his girls is step on that white line. It's okay because obviously that's not the 3-point line, but having that mentally in their head, he's hoping will help them take that one step closer in when firing those long-range shots. There's another from deep. This time it goes. triple knocked down by KJ Pinchin for our first basket.
Yeah, what a great transfer that they got in Pinchin. That was a huge shot.
She came from Garden City, as there's a steal by the Navigators. 3-0 your score early on here on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today. We have Lou at the free throw line. And good
Every
active
time
hands.
Lou's been catching the ball, she's had 1 to 2 to 3 players guarding her and making her life very difficult. That was a great pass.
Found Johnson under the hoop. Johnson is fouled. Good look brought to you by Lincoln Airport on the instant replay.
I've noticed that Millard West has also changed their defenses 40 a few times to start this ball game. They're trying to give North Star different looks and, make it more difficult for them.
We're getting a look at head coach Mark Kruger, 12th year with the program, as Johnson hits the second. He made the joke because last year he had Pabin and the Gessert twins. He had he said the 3 best players in the state, and now he's sad and feeling sorry for himself because he only has one,
Yeah.
the one best player in the state.
I mean, anyone should be sad if they lose the Gessert twins. They had a phenomenal career at Millard West, and now they're at Creighton. And it's just still, they have a huge impact there. I believe one of them starts, so as freshmen, that's really impressive. And I know Millard West has missed them, but they still have Pabin.
So you had that triple knocked down by McKenna Rooney for Millard West to make this a 1-point game. And then the 3 on the other end, no good for North Star. Millard West basketball.
Yeah, I wish Pabin would be going to Nebraska, but at least she's still in the Big Ten.
With all the transferring that goes on these days, you never know. Maybe something happens down the line.
As long as she's not at Creighton, too, I'm okay.
Interesting, too, about Pabin, and, some players, a coach can tell right away, yep, this is going to be a D1 player. Coach Kruger said freshman year when she walked in the gym, he didn't recognize or see that necessarily at all with her, as we have a basket inside, and which is a testament to just how much work she's put in these past 4 years to develop into the player she is.
Yeah, no doubt. Not only has she had great coaches, but she's had that hard work and dedication and that internal motivation to get to that next level. And you can tell she spends a lot of time in the gym working on her shot. She's very versatile, very athletic, and long. So, she's worked hard to be in a position. This could be her 3rd state title. So that's also really impressive and a testament to her hard work.
That Millard West basket came courtesy of London Whitney to give the Wildcats the lead here 3 minutes in. There's Pabin from downtown. It pops out. Offensive board, though, for the Wildcats. And Lou will be called for the foul. That'll send Millard to the line.
Yeah, she's had 2 big rebounds these last 2 possessions, so.
You see the look there. That's just a hustle play, being in the right place at the right time.
I think a key for North Star today is in their 1 loss, Omaha North had 17 offensive rebounds. And so that's the key for North Star in any game now is they got to box people out and they got to clean up those rebounds if they want to win and get to that championship game.
Tommy Johnson in his 5th year at the program, leading North Star as that second free throw goes down. Four and a half remaining in quarter number 1. Working it inside to Lou.
They're just making her life really difficult. They're sending 2 to 3 bodies on her every time she touches that ball.
As a player who, you've experienced that as well, how do you combat that? What do you do?
Yeah, it's not fun, right? You want to get the ball, you want to make plays for your team, but what I always told myself is if I can have 2 people on me, I'm going to have someone else on my team score. I had that much trust in my teammates, and I think Annie Lou kind of experienced that yesterday, right? She's fine with having 2 to 3 people on her as long as her teammates are making plays.
That was the second triple knocked down by Pinchin to put North Star back up by 1 just past the halfway point here in the first quarter. Let's see it again. Feet were on the white line, just like Coach Johnson said. Knocks it down.
They listen to Coach and good things happen.
Now Pabin back over to Rooney. She lets it fly. Excellent effort there by Lachero Minor to keep it in. Now we have a scramble. Possession arrow will keep it here.
Good hustle by both teams there. Diving on the floor. 50-50 balls are also going to be important. That's such a momentum play if you get that ball back there.
There's Pabin and Johnson tying up. Wildcats will keep it inbound here. Going to come from Jalen Moody, who just checked in.
I mean, other than Pabin, Millard West is pretty young. They start 1 senior, 2 juniors, and 2 sophomores. So even though they have experience of being in this environment, being in the semifinals, some of those girls haven't experienced that championship game. So
well, someone who has is Pabin, who gets the deflection there, not making any pass easy. That last basket for Millard West coming from London Whitney. She has 4 points, leading the Wildcats. So Johnson penetrates, finds Lou, and she gets her first basket of the night.
that was a quick pass. That was a really good read by Johnson there to find Annie Lou. Quick layup. They didn't have time to get 2 to 3 players on her on that possession.
So Pabin lets it fly. Lou might have got a piece of it. Millard West fans wanting a foul. They're not going to get it. It will stay here. You have Doherty checking in for North Star. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 2:38 to play in the opening quarter of this first Class A semi. And it's stolen away. Kendall Anderson. Heavy off the glass. And Millard West will try to return the favor here coming up the court. Passed off, and there's another basket inside.
Good finish
for
there.
Whitney. So a 4-point swing, Alexis, where you thought you had a breakaway layup for North Star. You miss it, and then Millard West comes right back down and gets the 2.
Yeah, I think who shot the layup? She was expecting some contact there.
Yep.
And there wasn't any contact, so she kind of missed the rim there.
Pabin with the quick trigger. Off the back of the iron, another offensive board. Strong move. And Whitney earns 2 shots.
Yeah. Earlier I said a big key for North Star to win this game is to rebound. And right now, Millard West has at least 3 offensive rebounds, and they gotta have to clean that up.
So Whitney already with 6 points here in the quarter, make it 7. So she's tied her season average for points per game. She's coming off a 7-point, 12 rebound performance in the first round contest against Westside.
Here's a good rebound by North Star.
As Doherty who ripped it down. Now up to Lou. Splits the defense.
Nice
Count
finish.
the basket.
And 1.
Annie Lou showing why she will be taking her talents to UNO next season. Basket and the foul.
I think one of the best parts of Annie Lou's game is the ability to get to the rim and draw fouls. She gets to the line a lot, and she's going to finish at the rim, too.
Another board for Whitney. All tied up at 11.
North Star's in their 1-3-1 zone defense. they've relied on this a lot this year to force turnovers on teams that they've played, and it's allowed them to only have one loss.
A little over a minute remaining here in the first quarter, brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic. At Yankton Medical Clinic in Norfolk, they're building legacy one patient at a time, one generation at a time. Check them out. Well, they are a family practice with expert specialists, and they are here for you. 2 on the shot clock. Tough defense by North Star, and they force the turnover.
Kendall Anderson has had a lot of tips and deflections on the defensive side of the ball, and that's why that zone is so hard to play against. They come out of nowhere and they get their hands on the ball, so I know as a player I would not want to play against that zone.
Doherty unable to get the shot to fall. 44 seconds remain. Our high school sports coverage is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Also by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. As we have 30.5 seconds to go, 11-11 here in quarter number 1. A couple of Wildcats subbing in Lucero Minor and McKenna Rooney. And out of bounds.
Tough turnover there. You don't want to see that.
You mentioned the three-point line, but every year we come here to televise state, and you see it also, the out of bounds, which wasn't necessarily the case there because she didn't handle the pass, but players being positioned on the court in times where they'll catch a ball and they'll be standing on that white line.
Yeah, and I think that still has something to do with the three-point line, right? That white line is wider than they're used to, and so they want to stand behind that line. And like Coach Johnson says, your toes need to be on that line.
Lou lets it fly a little bit heavy. Offensive board by Doherty.
Foul.
And a foul with 2.1 to go. Foul will go against Rooney. You see the hustle play there. It will give North Star a chance for one final heave here. Johnson. Heavy off the glass.
Good look. Good awareness.
First 8 minutes gone. Yep, it's 11-11 here in the Class A semifinal number 1. Third year in a row these two teams have met. And we are deadlocked after 8. Stay with us. You're watching Class A semifinal basketball on News Channel Nebraska. Wildcats and Gators battling at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The second quarter is coming up next.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, a wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. And by Crotter Auto, William Crotter Company and Crotter Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Brandon Axman, Alexis Markowski, Eric McKay with you. 11-11 after 1, Alexis. What were your initial thoughts and takeaways from those opening 8?
Yeah, I mean, I thought North Star's zone defense really affected how Millard West wanted to score the ball and get the ball to Pabin. They got a lot of tips, steals, deflections, and I think also with playing a zone, rebounding, that's going to be key for North Star. I'm going to keep talking about that, and that's going to be an important piece for them. And I really like how Millard West is throwing in different defenses. They played in a 2-3 zone and man-to-man, and I think that's also causing some problems for North Star on the offensive end.
And to your point, Pabin thus far scoreless. You have Whitney, who's leading the way with 7. Rooney has a 3, and Millard with a free throw. And I would be shocked if it remains that way much longer.
Me too.
Pabin with it currently. Scramble for it. The Wildcats still with possession. There's a
very deep three.
Deep three. Rebound grabbed by Anderson for North Star. Johnson back inside. Count the basket.
One.
Again, yep, it's Pinchin this time with the 2.
Johnson has just really read the floor well. She has been making the right reads all afternoon.
8 points already for Pinchin, who shoots close to 50% from the field. So I'll have a chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Nice rebound by Payton there. She got up.
It's her 5th rebound already. 1 minute into the second quarter. North Star leading 13-11.
That's a nice pass.
Right on the money. That was Whitney with the basket, but the pass coming from Rooney.
Whitney's really stepped up today.
9 points. Thus far leading all scorers. As we're tied once again now 13-13. Johnson to Lou. Turns into Pabin, kicks it out. Anderson. Nothing but net for Anderson. Her first basket today.
She's played great on both sides of the ball. She's at top of that 1-3-1. She kind of starts that defense for North Star.
So Pabin decides to let it fly. Is fouled by Pinchin, so she gets 3 shots.
Yeah, it looks like she gets her on the arm a little bit there. Maybe these will be Pabin's first points of the night.
Ever heard of the announcer's jinx?
I did.
She has 2 more chances, though, so I think you'll be okay still. Now I might have just jinxed her.
Oh.
Man. All right.
I told Michael on Wednesday that all my free throw misses were from announcer's jinx.
You know, I think that's fair and a good defense to have. There we go.
There she
Pabin.
goes.
She's on the score sheet. 16-14. And stolen
Nice
away.
steal.
Rooney
They threw
jumping.
that press on him.
And then North Star steals it back. Here comes Lou with the easy land.
Good response from North Star on that possession. They recovered very well to get that fast break layup for Annie Lou.
And deflected by Johnson, and it'll stay here. Now Rooney over to Pabin. And good active hands by Anderson. The steal. Lou. She
Scrappy
gets
play.
pickpocketed. Up to Pabin. What a sequence there, Alexis, by both
Yeah.
teams.
Good hustle. They're just diving, scratching, clawing to get to that next game, the championship game on Saturday.
Johnson finds Pinchin in the corner. That is the third from downtown for KJ Pinchin.
Joyce Johnson has been the assist queen here today.
That was her third as that shot doesn't fall for Rooney.
There's a big rebound for North Star there.
5-point advantage as we near the halfway point in the second quarter. North Star leading 21-16. Brandon Axman, Alexis Markowski, and Eric McKay with you here on News Channel Nebraska for this first of 2 Class A semis at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Friday.
It looks like North Star is trying to slow down a little bit, run a set, get a bucket here, and they got fouled.
Pinch and working it inside to Anderson.
Nice pass. Yep, got her on the arm. I like how she caught it deep in the paint there. That's hard to guard.
Foul goes against Millard. We have
blood, maybe?
Yeah, looks like Anderson holding her, or no, wiping her leg. Okay, some sort of scratch there, as Doherty will check in for her for the time being.
She gonna shoot the free throws?
Let's see, training staff tending to Anderson. Looks like they're able to take care of business quickly, and she'll get a shoot.
Kendall Anderson has been a 4-year starter for these North Star Gators, and next year she's going to go play at UNK. So, great program. I'm really excited for her and to continue playing at the next level.
She hits them both. You mentioned, yep, UNK, Lou going to UNO, and those have been the key cornerstones, those two who have got this program to where it's at. So we have a timeout on the floor. North Star with the advantage, currently leading by 7, 23-16 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. 4:12 left in the first half.
Hi, I'm Jayla Murphy. I had a step-grandpa die like 2 weeks ago, and it was really nice to see all these community people come by and help us out through that and be able to give us food and support, and it just shows how much love God has even through other people.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Welcome back, 23-16. Alexis, it was tied after one. What has allowed North Star to separate itself a little bit here in the second?
Yeah, I think last time they played each other, North Star shot really, really well from behind the arc. And I think that they've continued to do that in this game. They're 4 for 10 from the three-point line. They're shooting 40%. So I think if they can continue to do that, they have a really good shot of making history and going to that championship game tomorrow.
In that same vein, 4 3-pointers for North Star. To your point, just one from downtown for Millard West.
Yeah, they've also limited Pabin. She's had a free throw and a layup on a fast break. So in the half court, they've been able to contain her, and I think that's probably an adjustment that Millard West is going to make at halftime, is to get the ball to Pabin and let's get her going.
Wildcats forcing a turnover. Pabin gets by Lou, lets it fly, and
there she goes.
That's what the Wildcats need.
Her form is gorgeous. She holds that follow through. Just let it fly, girl.
Cuts it to 4 with 3:08 remaining in the first half.
And Millard West is mixing up their defenses yet again. Now they're back in that zone.
And it yields a turnover.
They try to force that in a pinch in there, and she had 2 bodies around her. Probably should have looked for that skip pass.
There's a trap in the corner by the Navigators. Loose ball.
Nice block there. Good hustle.
That was Lou with the swat, and now the turnover. Anderson with it. And there's a foul called on Jalen Moody.
A nice block, good hustle, saves it. Annie Lou has her back there, gets it. Almost out of bounds. And then foul. So
it was actually the freshman Pierce. I said it was Lou with the block, but Pierce with the block. Lou kept it in after she tossed it back into the court. So excellent effort by the youngster.
It's the blonde hair.
It is. Both of the ones with blonde hair making plays for North Star on that sequence. 2:18 to go here in the second quarter. It's brought to you by John Henry's. Their family serving yours. John Henry's our second quarter sponsor. Lou with it. Pinchin. That would have been her 4th triple, and it wasn't far off.
Notice how she was behind the white line there. The percentages just go down the deeper you get, especially when you're in high school.
Loose ball scramble ends up in the hands of Pavin from the free throw line. Offensive rebound, and that will send Millard to the line.
Millard West is killing North Star on the boards right now. It's 16-7. So, and I think it really starts with Whitney here.
Mm-hmm.
She's been a monster on the boards, especially offensively, and she's getting fouled. So North Star's got to clean that up if they want to get to that championship game tomorrow.
And that is the second personal on Pynchon. So she'll need to be careful the rest of the way here before halftime.
It looks like they're going to leave her in.
Whitney with that free throw is now in double digits with 10.
Looks like they're slowing it down a little bit, North Star. Run a set play. Nice lob.
Lou on the back door, then to Johnson, and she's hit hard. Foul will go against Whitney.
There's two players for North Star that are still playing with 2 fouls. Annie Lou and Pynchon. That shows Johnson really trusts those seniors, and he knows that he can leave them in there without hopefully getting a third foul. There's still a minute 30 left where that can happen, but Coach Johnson trusts them.
So it's Sophia Miller check in for the Wildcats. Alex Johnson unable to hit either, but an offensive board by Pynchon. We also have Alex Kroll, who has just checked in for North Star. Pynchon from way downtown. That's her 4th.
If she keeps shooting like that, it's looking like North Star might be making history today.
Millard West looking to answer just off the front of the iron from Vachero Minor. Pynchon with the board. We're under a minute to go here in the first half. Johnson finding Lou. Look out, the Navigators are heating up. It's a 9-point lead.
There's Annie Lou's 3. Big shot right before the end of the half, excuse me.
And the shot clock is off, a chance to increase the lead further before the break.
They're going to take the last shot here. I think something that, from talking to both of the coaches before the game, is both teams are not looking too far ahead. They're only worried about this game, and they want to play their best game today and go 1-0, and they both feel like there's no pressure.
And the shot doesn't go. It is a 9-point advantage as we head to halftime and our Nebraska Farm Bureau halftime show. Stay tuned for our Starter Haven Jewelers halftime highlights. There's going to be a lot like you're seeing right here. 9-point lead for Lincoln North Star. Threes are falling. Gators are leading. We'll be back.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And next thing I know, with how depression can settle in, I was contemplating suicide. I told God that I was sorry, that I just can't bear this anymore. Thankfully, my dog came up and started looking me in the face. And that was that spark that I needed to kind of talk myself off the ledge. I'm so thankful that I took that split second to say something to God.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me in my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And, next thing I know, with how depression can settle in, I was contemplating suicide. I told God that I was sorry, that I just can't bear this anymore. Thankfully, my dog came up and started looking me in the face. And that was that spark that I needed to kind of talk myself off the ledge. So thankful that I took that split second to say something to God.
Welcome back to halftime. Brandon Axamit, Alexis Markowski, 29-20 here at the break. Lincoln North Star in a unfamiliar position when you talk about the past 3 years against Millard West, going in with the lead and probably feeling pretty comfortable or good right now, at least at this point. Alexis, what did you see specifically in that second quarter that allowed North Star to expand and separate where it was tied 11-11 after one?
Yeah, I think on the defensive end, they've limited Pabin, and I think that's key for them. I also think they're shooting really well. Pinchin is 4 for 6 from the three-point line, and that's huge for North Star. Tommy Johnson said that they need to shoot well tonight if they want to get to that championship game and make history. And I think something that they need to clean up is rebounding. They've allowed Millard West to have 7 offensive rebounds, and in their one loss, they allowed Omaha North 13, so they know that's a key. Millard West, it's a key for them to keep rebounding if they want to push to that next game.
You're on top of it, diving right into the stats. You see the rebound discrepancy. 17-10 for Millard West. The assists fairly even, but the three-point field goals, specifically North Star knocking down 6, just 2 for Millard West. And the big reason why North Star's knocking down the threes, you have KJ Pinchin, who's hit 4 of those 6. And so when we look at that, if you're Coach Mark Kruger and Millard West, we're going to put you in the mindset of the coach. What's being said right now in the locker room?
Get Pabin the ball. She's their star. She's their senior. She's their leader. I think all things kind of run through her. And you got to stop pinching. You got to stop their shooters from shooting. You got to have that hand up at all times, because if they're hot, they have a chance to win this game, and they got to run them off that three-point line.
All right. Yeah, heard it here from Alexis Markowski. We're at halftime, and it's time for Halftime Highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Let's take a look right now with those first half highlights at Sartor Heyman Jewelers. They have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at both of their Lincoln locations and in Grand Island. Here you have a three-pointer knocked down by McKenna Rooney, but for the most part, for Millard West, it has been the London Whitney show, Alexis. She has 10 points. Pabin second in scoring with 6, but she has certainly been a boost for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and she's also 4 for 4 from the field. So she's taking really good shots, and she's making them.
On the flip side, great take by Pinchin. We mentioned she's knocking down the long ball. There she had a three-point play the hard way. Annie Lou also doing well. She's scoring, she's assisting, she's playing great defense. Currently with 9 points for the Navigators. Another 3 by Pinchin, which happened often in that first half. You mentioned that one. The 3 from Pabin, the quick trigger, held the stroke. But they're going to need more from her in this third quarter. And if Pinchin keeps shooting like that, Alexis, it's going to be a problem for Millard West.
It is. They're 6 for 13 from the three-point line if they keep that up.
Well, we are about halfway through halftime. 6 minutes before the third quarter begins. Stay with us. 29-20 your score. This is the halftime show brought to you by Nebraska Farm Bureau and RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. We'll be back.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building onto an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. 29-20 your score. Lincoln North Star leading Millard West. This halftime is brought to you by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV Construction is the company that you need to call. So RMV Construction, they have proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state, including this one located north of Amherst, Nebraska. WIC buildings are post-framed, pre-engineered metal building systems made with better materials for a better building. RMV Construction will help you expand your ag operation, create your next barn dominium, or develop commercial space by constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln. Trusted, local, and proven. We're under 3 to go before the third quarter begins, and for those of you at home who are perhaps on your phone while you're watching or have social media handles, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. We are on all of them. Give us likes, give us follows, subscribe, do all of the things that you do depending on which social media platform you are on. And the YouTube, we post all of our games in their entirety. You can watch Alexis over and over again calling her games here on NCN. If you go to Instagram, X, or Facebook, we put out all of our rankings, we put out our broadcast schedule, our interviews, and everything else. And specifically, we'll give a shout out to anybody who follows us before halftime ends. So at NCN Sports on X. Again, at NCN Sports on X. If you want a shout out over the air, just give us a follow and we will give you a shout out before the third quarter begins. So we love to do that, and we like to see who's following us, where they're watching from, and who they're cheering for. So there's a little bit of incentive for our viewers at home to interact with us and social media. As mentioned, this is game number 1 of 2 Class A semifinals. Here is a look at that Class A bracket. We mentioned North Star, the top seed, took down Millard North to get here. Millard West overcame Omaha West Side, 1-4. It was basically chalk, Alexis, in the Class A bracket. Coming up next is that Omaha North Kearney battle that we are looking forward to as well. A lot of excitement around that Vikings program that's experiencing a historic season, its best season ever in program history. They get to take on the one team that made the bracket outside of the Metro coming up in our second game.
Yeah, I'm excited for that next game. A lot of history right now, right? North Star, if they win this, first time ever winning a semifinal game, getting to that championship. And then also, Kearney hasn't been in the semis since 2008. So just a lot of history across the board. Really exciting time for women's basketball, especially here in the state of Nebraska.
Well, looking forward to that one. We're also looking forward to the second half, and even more so, we're looking forward to what Eric McKay has to say as he has talked to both coaches here at the halftime break.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, getting set for the start of the second half between Lincoln North Star and Millard West. Sometimes the game of basketball is pretty simple. Both sides, it's come down to shooting. Coach Mark Kruger of Millard West telling me they made shots, we didn't. He does want to see his team better on the glass, though. North Star's coaching staff pleasantly happy with how the shots fell in the first half. They believe if they keep playing the way they did over the first 2 quarters, they'll finally beat Millard West. Sometimes it's just that simple. Brandon and Alexis, back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and it's time for third quarter action. As promised, shout-outs for those who followed us. Kim Sorensen giving us a follow. Sarah Willis giving us a follow at NCN Sports. Mitch Sherman, there's a name a lot of people know. He's following us at NCN Sports. And also Ross Plybon giving us a follow. Don't worry if you missed out on following us this halftime. We'll provide another opportunity to get a shout-out next halftime as well. But we promise you'll enjoy following us. If you like high school sports, we broadcast nearly 200 games every year, including 36 here at the state tournament.
How easy is it to get a shout-out?
Click
a button.
We make it as accessible as possible for our viewers.
Well, I follow, so
there we go.
Everyone else should follow, too.
And, well, thank you. And also, you may or may not have noticed that we got your headshot back up there for the article announcing that you are back on the air with NCN.
I know, so professional, isn't it?
Yes,
Not
it
in a
is.
basketball uniform anymore.
There it is. There we are. Class A. Alexis Markowski right there at NCN Sports. So. Back to basketball action, though. Free throws here for Millard West. First one doesn't go for Whitney. Again, if you are Whitney, as good of a first half as you could have hoped for. 10 points. Now her scoring total at 11.
I just love the glitter Millard West is wearing in their hair. I wish I did that when I was playing in the state tournament. You know what I had glitter on? A face mask. I played during COVID.
That's right.
So we had glitter face masks
right.
that we bought because Pius is gold and we wanted to win that gold, and we did. So they're way more creative.
Aside from you being exceptionally good at basketball and having great insight, that is why we got you in the booth. I didn't even notice there was glitter in hair. It's beyond me, and so you and your color analysis, that is what the broadcast needs.
Thank you. You know, I'm just a girl.
A girl that is good at basketball, just like Kendall Anderson. She's not bad either with the basket there, as she now has 6 points. The first of the half for the Navigators pushes this lead now to 10 for the first time.
Yeah, she has a tough job being at the top of that 1-3 zone. She's flying everywhere, just running back and forth. I'm happy I was never a guard for that reason alone.
Well, a couple of second chance opportunities for Millard West, going to the point that Coach Kruger was hoping they would rebound better. They got 2 offensive boards there and another chance to get something out of this possession. Pabin off the back iron, another offensive rebound.
Good deflections.
It was Pinchin who ended up with it.
Joyce Johnson has really just taken hold of this offense. She's been able to pick Millard West defense apart, and with that, she has 5 assists already. So could have a double-digit assist from Joyce Johnson if she keeps that up.
Talked about Lou and Anderson being these 4-year instrumental players.
Deep three.
As Anderson, to your point, hits her second from downtown. Johnson's been playing, even though she's a year younger, in AAU and summer ball, has been playing up with Lou and Anderson, and again has helped lay the foundation for what we're currently seeing for this program.
Yeah, she's playing like a senior even though she's a junior, and she's been in this position before with these girls, with having 4-year starters still on the roster, so they have a lot of experience on that bench.
It forces Coach Kruger to take a timeout. We will as well. 34-21, North Star on top early here in the third.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asael. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life. And that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. You just had Kendall Anderson knocking down that three-point shot to make this a 13-point game. Lincoln North Star up by double digits. Anderson with 10 points after knocking down that three.
Yeah, their seniors have really, really stepped up today with Pinchin, Annie Lou, and Kendall Anderson.
There's Johnson. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Lou. She does the rest.
Does that count as an assist there?
I
from
think
Johnson?
We'll give it to her, yes. Which puts her at 5. Steal by Lou.
And one. That was a nice steal by Annie Lou there with the finish at the rim.
Her second and one opportunity today. Back-to-back baskets for Lou. North Star is separating themselves here in the third.
North Star just came in playing really, really confident today.
Well, you look at the timeline, too. Talking to Coach Johnson, it was 2 years ago when Lou, Anderson, and this group were sophomores. The moment was too big for him. Johnson said, admittedly, it was our first year down here, first year Macon State as a program, and they sort of got the barn doors blown off them, didn't shoot well, and were blown out by Millard West. Then you see the improvement that the Gators made last year. They slowed the game down, forced the Gessert twins and Pavin to play their style. It was a one-possession game for the majority of the game before Millard West did end up winning by 6. And then if you stay on that trajectory, you now are in round 3 where you're leading by 18 here in the third. Still a lot left to play, but it could all come full circle for the Navigators.
Yeah, and I think another thing, or another key factor to that is their experience. The first time they saw each other, they're 4-year starters now. We're sophomores. This is the first time they ever experienced the state tournament, and now it's year 3. They have some revenge today, and they want to make history, and they've been in this moment. They've learned from this moment. It's just something you never forget is losing in the state tournament, and these seniors don't want to go home yet.
Board by Lou.
Slowing it down again. Gonna try to run a set here to get a good look at the basket.
Johnson to Lou. And stolen away by the Wildcats. Good active hands by Rooney.
Millard West has only scored 10 points since the first quarter.
Unfortunately for them, that's not. You need a few more than that, I should say.
I think they need to try to get to the rim more. I feel like they're pretty spread right now. They're pretty deep behind that three-point line. North Star's pressure is really affecting them, and if they can get paint touches, I think good things could happen for Millard West.
Nearing a 4-minute scoring drought. North Star currently on a 10-0 run. Millard West got that first free throw of the half, but nothing since.
Millard West, 10 of their points are from the paint. So they need to keep getting it to that paint, getting fouled, getting offensive rebounds, and get some second chance points here.
So we have Daughtry checking in for North Star. A couple for Millard West as well. Coach Kruger looking for answers right now on how to get back into this one. Stolen away again. McKenna Powell.
That pressure is really affecting what Millard West wants to run on the offensive end.
Minchin thought about it. She decides to take Pavin on. In a little bit of trouble here, and Coach Johnson takes a timeout to get his player out of trouble. We'll take a timeout as well. 3:04 to go in the third. 39-21 Lincoln North Star. You're watching Girls State Tournament Basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Welcome back, Brandon Axemet, Alexis Markowski. Hey. I'm too used to calling games. Andy Klassen is always calling games with me. Oh, my gosh. Alexis Markowski, Eric McKay with you. I am so sorry.
I thought you were going to call me Annie Markowski, and I was like,
that would have been worse. Okay. It won't ever happen again. I can almost promise. As that three goes long, and a shot clock violation. Although Andy's been giving you some tips, some tidbits on how to be a color analyst.
Yeah, he's been helping me out.
Okay.
Still coaching me. I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Just the way it goes. I'd say between your natural talent and his coaching, things have gone pretty well thus far.
Thank you.
So we have a foul here. It will stay with Millard West. 39-21 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Class A semifinal number 1 of the day. And we have an 18-point lead for Lincoln North Star as the Gators are trying to win the first semifinal in program history to advance to the first ever state final game in program history.
Not only does North Star have experience on the court, they have experience on their bench. Coach Johnson's assistant coach was actually Coach Johnson's head coach in high school. And, 5 years ago, which feels like forever ago when I played, Coach Bartek, Johnson's assistant, was the head coach at Northeast. So a lot of experience on that sideline through their assistant and head coach.
Well, I'll take the story a step further. I was a Northeast Rocket grad of 2007. And I didn't make it to Coach Bartek's varsity team. I made it up through JV, and then all my friends played varsity. So, Coach Mercer, David Mercer, he was my coach. But I was there with Coach Bartek. Coach Bartek said hi to me before the game.
So he remembers you.
He remembers me. He remembers encouraging me
it.
not to try out for varsity. But no, it was fun, and again, it's great to see. The story like you mentioned, Coach Bartek working under and assisting and sharing all of his knowledge with someone that he coached back in the day.
Yeah. I'd love to be a head coach one day and hire my dad as my assistant. That would be so much fun for me.
There's the goal. That's the 20-year plan, 10-year plan. That would be quite the
I get to be
story.
his boss. I would love it.
And then you have the siblings, too, that could also be on your coaching staff.
Yes.
Good active hands by Daughtry, forcing the turnover. North Star coming the other way.
Millard West turned down some shots there, which probably forced that turnover.
Foul against the Wildcats. It's the third team foul here in the quarter.
A lot of pressure from Payben on that catch.
And there's Anderson working it over. Back now to Pierce. Under a minute to go here in the third. We have another foul against Millard West. Reminder that our high school sports coverage here at State is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And also Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. This is day 3 here for News Channel Nebraska, televising state tournament first and second round games. We're also looking forward to doing the same thing next week as well with the boys. We have this game and 3 more still to go. Kearney, Omaha North next, and up to this point, Alexis, it's really North Star has taken the sting out of this game. They've gotten a comfortable lead, and they're going to sort of methodically play this one out to end the quarter, and you would imagine taking into the fourth as well.
Yeah, they're slowing it down. They want to run their sets and get really good looks at the basket, and with the shot clock, that makes things difficult for Millard West, and they've started to apply much more pressure as this third quarter ticks down.
Johnson back at the line. Her second point tonight. To go along with 5 assists. Just that pure point guard type player that facilitates the offense for the Navigators.
It should be 6 assists after that one play.
It should
where
be.
She was blocked and Annie Lou got it, and
we will protest the official stat keeper to get that changed. Lead now, though, at 20. 41-21.
Nice
and
block.
Daughtry denying Whitney. North Star going to hold for the final shot. Daughtry spitting away from her defender, passing it off. Put back. It goes at the buzzer. Alex Kroll adds to the Navigator lead.
You just can't ever stop until you hear that final whistle.
22-point advantage for North Star as we head to the fourth. 43-21 here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You're watching Class A High School Hoops on News Channel Nebraska.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And next thing I know, with how depression can settle in, I was contemplating suicide. I told God that I was sorry, that I just can't bear this anymore. Thankfully, my dog came up and started looking me in the face. And that was that spark that I needed to kind of talk myself off the ledge. So thankful that I took that split second to say something to God.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
Fourth quarter now getting underway at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and there's still 8 minutes to play, but if things stay as they do, North Star will be making history and will advance to their first state title in program history. Now, they separated themselves even further, Alexis, after halftime, outscoring Millard West 14-1 in that third quarter.
To 1, which that's just a testament to their defense. not only were they scoring the ball really well that quarter, their defense made it really, really hard for Millard West to get shots at the rim.
So Millard West does force the turnover, get it back, but they have a whole lot of work to do. Up to this point, Pabin has been held to 6 points, well below her average of 19. And North Star gets the turnover right back.
Yeah, another key, talking to Coach Kruger before the game, was they need their bench to contribute. And right now they have 0 points from their bench right now. And that was a big key for Millard West coming into that game. If they wanted to beat North Star, they needed several girls to contribute.
Good defense by Pabin there against Pynchon. The Chero Minor.
Nice cut there.
Unable to finish was Whitney. North Star gets it back.
They're going to slow it down again. Run their sets. That's something Coach Johnson talked about prior to this game. Oh, 10 seconds. Just no awareness from North Star on that possession. But good defense from Millard West to apply pressure on Johnson there.
Well, this fourth quarter, it's brought to you by National Land Realty. Find land for sale at nationalland.com, our fourth quarter sponsor. 22-point lead here for North Star. Millard West needs some magic and needs it to start happening quickly. That shot doesn't go for Millard.
Good hustle there. Doesn't end up Millard West ball, though.
And that'll be a foul against the Wildcats. Here's another look. You know, right now there's just, I mean, when you've scored 1.5 points, it's tough to have any electricity or energy, but there needs to be a spark for the Wildcats. And soon, they just don't have it right now. All the momentum is with North Star.
Yeah, I think Millard West needs to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. North Star's pressure is really affecting what they want to do, but they need to get paint touches and find a way to get a foul call, get to the free throw line. When there's a scoring drought, go get fouled. Go get to that free throw line and make those shots. That's how you can get a bucket.
Well, they got the steal. Then in transition, Johnson colliding with Pabin there. So that will be a foul against the junior. And it's her first personal.
Nice pass. There they go.
Pabin finding Sophia Miller.
With 2 people on her, too. That was a tough pass. Good read from Pabin there.
First field goal of the half for the Wildcats. North Star continuing to slow things down offensively. Lou then attacking the glass and draws the foul.
That's what Lou does best, getting to that basket, finishing, and getting to that free throw line. Really good handle from Lou there.
And that instant replay brought to you by the Lincoln Airport Authority. Book now at lincolnairport.com.
Lou has 15 now, scoring the ball much better today. Sometimes it just takes a minute to get used to the atmosphere, get used to the lights, things like that, get adjusted, and she's done that today.
Even I've heard too, you know, the depth perception. You have the hoop and you have all that space behind you with the stands and day one entering the state tournament.
Yeah.
Did that impact you? I guess you were closer to the hoop, so you didn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I think it did, but I practiced here all the time in college, so I know how many shots I had to take to feel comfortable shooting here, so props to all these athletes being confident and shooting it and trying to play their game.
Well, we certainly hope KJ Pynchon's okay. You see, might have taken an elbow to the face.
Oh, that never feels good.
You're already thinking about, though, if you're going to be advancing to the state final, that she'll be okay to play in that game.
She's laughing.
Yeah, okay, that's a good sign. Maybe hurts for a little bit, but you shake it off. Reminder that there's a good chance that you'll be making history here shortly and might take some of the pain away.
Yeah, just get some ice on it. Hopefully it's nothing broken. There's no blood, it looks like, so.
And round of applause by both teams' fans here as she goes to the bench. You see what she's done. 14 points, 5 for 9, knocking down 4 3-pointers, all in the first half.
Yeah, she's had a really good game for them. She really started the game and gave them that spark that they needed to have that confidence to hopefully win this and move on to the championship game.
$16 points now for Lou. We have Zahara Isley Murray, another freshman, checking in for the first time for North Star.
Yeah, that's a great experience for a freshman, is come on the court as a freshman in the semis, get that experience, get used to the lights, things like that.
Well, that's the thing, too, that Coach Johnson said, you know, win or lose in this game or next, if they were to be lucky enough to make it to the next, this won't be the end of North Star's story. And, you know, he'll always be grateful to Lou and Anderson and Johnson, who did the unprecedented things for this program for the first time. But he says, we have some pretty special freshmen. We still got juniors on this team, and the foundation has been laid for this to be a program that has sustained success for the foreseeable future.
I agree with that. You know, that always helps, right? You have these senior leaders come in, kind of pave the way, and the younger girls on the bench have watched them. They've watched them for 4 years, and they've really inspired this next kind of generation of North Star players that they can do it too.
So this will be inbounded by Jalen Moody. And tough defense. There's the trap. Ball to Pabin. And jump ball forced by Daughtry, the other freshman in, and it'll be a North Star basketball. Excellent effort by the youngster. Alex Kroll checking in for North Star as well. 4:55 remaining. Brandon Axman, Alexis Markowski, and Eric McKay with you for all of the action here in this 1-versus-4 matchup in the Class A semifinals at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Johnson swings it around up top to Pierce.
Yeah, North Star's just been playing at their own tempo this whole game, and it just shows confidence, and Coach Johnson's done a good job with them, you know, understanding the clock, understanding the game, and just slowing down and running sets is sometimes better than playing fast.
Well, to that point, yeah, he was having that conversation with us pregame, and he said, you know, a lot of people will come up to me and say, you have all these athletes, why is your style slowing it down at times and being methodical when you could, you know, if you wanted to try to run teams out of the gym and get to a track meet? And he said, that's what we do. That's our MO. That's how we can play best. And it sort of can seem counterintuitive to say we have all these athletes, but we want to play slow. But ultimately you want to do with, you know, what's most comfortable and what works best for your group.
Yeah, and I think it switches with North Star. I don't think every single possession they're just slowing it down, wanting to run a play. And I think it really goes through Joyce Johnson. She really sets that tone and that tempo for the Gators.
Well, you have a basket by Pabin. Timeout taken. It cuts it to 21, so 46-25 the score. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 4:12 to play. North Star up by 20+ here in the Class A semifinals at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, non-stop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. more stories,
Unstoppable.
more highlights, more big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
Welcome back. Millard West student section. They're still excited. Lincoln North Stars more excited because not only are they on the precipice of knocking off the 2-time defending state champs, but in the historical context, they are 4 minutes and change away from doing something no other North Star girls team has done before. And that is going to the championship game.
How exciting is that? You know, being able to watch them, you know, grow and become this program that's been in the semifinals for 3 years in a row. They're starting to feel that this championship game is right here, right now. And if they keep this up, they're going to be there tomorrow.
Stolen away by the Wildcats. It's worked up to Carly Mohat. Good pass inside. Mohat strong off the glass.
Timeout.
And Coach Johnson will take a timeout. 3:35 to go. We'll take another one. 46-25 North Star. 3.5 to play here in the Class A semis.
Nebraska Public Power District was ready to power the state's ag industry growth in the 70s and the ethanol industry in the 2000s. Today, the need for energy is growing at a rapid pace. We are ready. We are expanding our diverse energy generation mix and building onto an already reliable and resilient infrastructure, not only to power today, but to empower Nebraska's tomorrow. Nebraska Public Power District.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
Welcome back. Coming out of the North Star timeout, Brandon Axmit, Alexis Markowski, and Eric McKay here with you on News Channel Nebraska. North Star in control as Pabin is called for the foul. I'd like to remind you to stay tuned for our Player of the Game interview coming up at the conclusion of this one. It's brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center. At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they are your healing destination. Several candidates that could be chosen for that honor. As North Star, they have played well. They have outplayed their opponent up to this point. And it's, you know, it started in the second quarter where it was tied 11-11 after one, but it carried over in the third when they outscored Millard West 14-1. And it put the Wildcats in a pretty big hole. Pabin trying to dig them out. That is a good start as she hits her second triple to cut it to 18.
Deep three from Pabin there, and looks like they're probably going to press again.
3 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. Class A semifinal number 1 here on NCN. Pabin not going down without a fight.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asaya. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
So Pabin knocks down the three. Now we have the full court press by the Wildcats. 3 minutes to go. Millard West forcing the turnover here. That's exactly what you would have hoped for. The two-time defending champs not wanting their season to wrap up in the semifinals.
Yeah, Millard West is not going to go down without a fight here. And you can tell, Pabin hit that big three, and now they're pressing and they're getting steals, and North Star just needs to handle that if they want to get to that next round.
Quick ball movement here now in the hands of Rooney. Skip pass stolen by Liu.
Good read from Annie Liu there.
Anderson gets it back to Johnson. Around to Liu.
Millard West has 4 fouls, so next foul will send North Star to the line.
And Liu has it stolen away. Up to Miller, and it'll stay here. (46-28) the score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Ball inbounded to Moody. Babin thought about it. There's the double team. Open three in the corner. It's long from Miller. And Anderson had it stolen, and she's actually called for the foul.
That's Anderson's second foul. North Star's third team foul. So they have a few fouls to give before they go to the line.
You're going to want to stay tuned for our post-game show, brought to you by Custom Sports. From screen-printed T-shirts to sublimated jerseys, they have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at customsportsco.com. As you see, Pabin going off for what will probably be her final high school game. And then again, the seniors for North Star being congratulated as they are a little over a minute and a half away from celebrating history.
Yeah, March is a really fun month, but not everyone gets to go home a winner. And, you know, she's had such an amazing career at Millard West, and she has experienced the state title. She has 2 of them. And you just want to go out your senior year on a win. And it sucks when you don't, but there's only one team that gets to do that. So she's had an amazing career, and she's going to do amazing things at Minnesota. I'm excited to watch her continue her basketball career.
Officially 1 minute to play.
This is also good for both teams, for these underclassmen to get some time on the court at PBA in the state tournament, because, you know, in the next coming years, they're going to be back here and, you know.
Yeah, to your point, just because North Star gets the better of Millard West finally in year 3, both of these programs are meant to reload and come back. And Millard West, as you mentioned, on the heels of 2 state titles, another semifinal tournament run. Very good chance they'll be here next year as well, as Carly Simons knocks down the triple. Shot clock is off. North Star will be able to dribble this one out. Hugs already happening on the Gators sidelines.
History's been made.
History's made. Fans are on their feet. You see the smiles. It's now official. Lincoln North Star is heading to their first ever girls state championship game. 46-31, your final score.
Yeah, those seniors have worked so hard for this moment, and they've poured and poured and poured themselves into this North Star program. And as seniors, they're finally reaping the rewards of that and made history, and now they get to go play for a state title in the championship game here tomorrow.
That game will be played at 1 o'clock, and they will face the winner of Kearney Omaha North, which is what we will have coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show still just around the corner. We'll hear from Coach Johnson, our Nebraska Orthopedic Player of the Game, and our top plays all on the way. It is North Star getting the revenge. First time, lost by a lot. Last year, lost by a little. This year, they take down Millard West by 15. Don't go anywhere. Post-game shows coming up next.
Anne has been a long-time UVT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Big ideas, bold graphics, quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
My name
Post-game show here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Lincoln North Star is playing for a state title. I've got head coach Tommy Johnson here with me. Coach, congratulations, first of all. Second of all, you just told me the team motto this year, one game at a time, one play at a time. How did they embody that today?
They definitely did today. We actually held them to 1 point in the third quarter because that was a defensive effort that we were trying to put on, was to hold them under 40.
And you certainly did that. Held them under 30, I think. After the first quarter, you're tied. Things are close. What's the message to the team to try to get them to extend the lead the way you were able to?
That's normal for us, actually. We like to wear down teams with our defensive effort. We usually don't get our separation until later on. Some teams hang around for 3-4 quarters. We're good. We're lucky enough to bust it open in the third.
That's got to feel good, though, for a team to know that you just feel like you're always in it, right?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. I mean, at the same time, Millard West, with their coaching staff and their firepower they have, it felt like they were in it the entire time, even when we got up by a nice margin.
Well, you've built this program up over the past few years. I know there's still work to be done, still one more game. But what's this ride been like, getting North Star to their first ever state championship game?
It's been an amazing ride, to be honest. We overcame a lot of obstacles. I think this was the biggest obstacle we had yet, playing the two-time defending champions with Millard West. Playing them 2 years in a row, they taught us a lot. Looking over at their bench over and over and just seeing how they handle situations and whatnot. It's just good to look up to a team like Millard West, to be honest.
Now you got teams looking up at you, Coach. Good luck tomorrow. Congrats on the win. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Coach Tommy Johnson. Let's bring in our player of the game, Annie Liu. Annie, great job. First of all, like Coach said, your guys are kind of used to games being close early on. What allowed you to separate yourself over that second and third quarter, you think?
Yeah, I think obviously just using our defense is one of our biggest skills, and I think using our defense to try to get that momentum on offense just really helped.
This team really seems to come together as a family unit. The way that you and these other seniors have built this program, what has this ride been like?
It's been crazy and so exciting at the same time. I mean, these girls are my family. I feel like I've known them forever, and I'm just so glad I get to do it with them.
You got one more game ahead of you, regardless of who it is you're going to be playing. What's it going to take for Lincoln North Star to win their first state title?
It's going to take a lot of grit and obviously a lot of confidence and a lot of trust into each other, and just staying humble and enjoying the experience.
Annie, great job today. Congrats. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
That's Annie Liu, our player of the game. We'll come back with highlights, more post-game show coming up. You're watching the state tournament on News Channel Nebraska.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me and my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together. NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley, together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
The future of land is here. Since 2007, National Land Realty has built a nationwide network of experts helping you buy and sell with certainty. We combine deep local knowledge with industry-leading data and innovative tools like Land Tour 360 to ensure every deal is clear, informed, and confident. National Land Realty, turning land into opportunity.
Well, I think like many people, I just had some life events that happened. Just really felt lost, quite honestly, completely broken. And next thing I know, with how